Guys, this one's wild. Meghan Markle is furious, and the reason has everyone talking. Victoria Beckham just stole her spotlight, and it's hitting harder than anyone expected. So here's how it all started. Netflix, the same company that once gave Meghan and Harry those massive contracts, just crowned a new favorite, Victoria Beckham. Her new series, Beckham, didn't just come out quietly, it became a huge success overnight. Premieres, headlines, streaming charts, everyone's been talking about it. But while Victoria's show was everywhere, Meghan's own project, Archetypes, struggled to get noticed. Sources say it didn't even reach Netflix's top 10, and the platform barely promoted it. That's what's got Meghan upset. Insiders claim she feels Netflix gave Victoria all the attention and support she wanted for herself. And here's the twist. Some believe Meghan's own decisions might have played a role in that outcome. So after that Netflix shakeup left Meghan reeling, people started asking the obvious question, why Victoria? The truth is, Netflix didn't pick sides out of spite. They went where the story felt real. Victoria Beckham didn't just show up flawless with designer lighting and a rehearsed grin. She let the cameras into her world. Viewers saw it all. Her home, her marriage, her kids, her business, even the parts she once hid from the spotlight. It was raw, emotional, and funny, the kind of honesty people don't expect from someone so polished. Meanwhile, Meghan gave the world the version she thought it wanted. Perfect lighting, scripted laughter, everything calculated to look effortless. But audiences can sense when something's too clean to be real. The vibe wasn't relatable woman, it was brand manager trying to look relatable. And these days, nothing sells faster than authenticity. Something Victoria delivered better than any handbag she's ever designed. But this isn't just about streaming numbers, this rivalry has roots. Before the interviews, the drama, and the headlines, Meghan and Victoria were actually close, shopping together, attending parties, those classic celebrity girlfriend moments. Then came the fallout. According to whispers from the royal circle, Meghan once believed Victoria leaked private details about her to the press back when she was still in Kensington Palace. The rumor stung, and Victoria, who denied it completely, was furious. That single accusation ended the friendship in one cold, silent moment. From then on, the two weren't friends. They were rivals. Always polite in public, but the tension never left. Fast forward to now, Victoria Beckham is Netflix's golden girl, elegant, confident, and unapologetically herself, while Meghan's standing off to the side watching her former friend get everything she once wanted, the fame, the praise, the love of the crowd. And here's where it really gets interesting, because insiders say Meghan isn't just jealous, she's livid. When Victoria walked into those Netflix meetings, she brought something Meghan never could, substance wrapped in style. Netflix executives saw someone who built her success from scratch, took hits, rebuilt her image, and came back stronger than ever, still every bit the icon she's known to be. So Netflix didn't hold back this time. They went all in, massive press runs, glitzy premieres, and billboards flashing from London to LA. It was impossible to ignore Victoria Beckham. Meanwhile, Meghan got a short press release and a confused audience asking, wait, didn't this already come out? And honestly, it kind of had. Netflix sliced up her first season, rebranded it, and tried to make it look new. But whispers say the company didn't have enough faith in Meghan's show to risk a full second season. Here's the truth, Victoria's show had something Meghan's didn't, heart. She let people see everything, from pre-event nerves to family jokes and little slip-ups behind the camera. It felt genuine, unfiltered, and human. Meghan's project, on the other hand, looked more like a brand campaign. Clean shots, practice lines, zero vulnerability. Some say you could almost feel the PR team hovering nearby. Netflix didn't turn on Meghan, they just backed the woman who treated authenticity like a feeling, not a strategy. Now the contrast goes way beyond production value, it's personal. When Victoria and David show up on screen, it's magic. They laugh, they tease, they hug, and you can see why people adore them. Their chemistry isn't scripted, it's earned. It's the kind of connection that makes viewers smile without even realizing it. Then cut to Meghan and Harry, and the vibe shifts completely. Their on-screen energy feels stiff, like there's tension hiding under the smiles. Meghan often looks in charge while Harry seems hesitant, waiting for the right moment to speak. And that difference doesn't go unnoticed. When Victoria speaks to her team, she's calm, open, and collaborative. When Meghan gives direction, it's sharper, more controlled, and less warm. Viewers might not analyze it, but they feel it. One couple feels like connection, the other like caution. So when people talk about why Victoria's show works, it's simple. She makes viewers feel good. She's the kind of boss people actually want to root for, confident, kind, and relatable. Meghan gives off more of a boardroom vibe, all composure, no comfort. And Netflix knows this better than anyone. Kindness and humility always sell more than control. Here's where it all ties together. At the core of this rivalry, one word separates them: authenticity. Victoria owns it, Meghan imitates it. Victoria is not afraid to be caught fixing her eyeliner or laughing when things go wrong. That's power, being unbothered by imperfection. Meghan, though, keeps her walls high. Every moment feels rehearsed, every move planned. But the truth stings. People don't want flawless anymore, they want real, and Victoria gave them exactly that. After everything said about authenticity, the real difference finally showed itself. When Victoria talks about fashion, you can feel it. She lives and breathes it, every stitch, every design, every detail. She's hands-on, listens to her team, and builds something that feels personal. Even Anna Wintour, yes, that Anna Wintour reportedly called Victoria the real deal. And that kind of validation doesn't come easy. Here's the contrast. When Meghan talks about lifestyle, food, or home decor, it sounds rehearsed, like she's reading from a polished script. There's no spark, no passion, just performance. Victoria's world feels lived in, Meghan's feels staged. And that's why Victoria's story connected with millions while Meghan's faded faster than a trending post on social media. Deep down, Meghan knows it, that sting of realizing someone else won by simply being themselves. Meanwhile, Victoria celebrates with glowing reviews, family close by, and champagne in hand. Meghan, on the other hand, is said to be quietly fuming, scrolling through her phone, wondering why her carefully built image didn't click with audiences. But the truth is simple: the world doesn't fall in love with perfect, it falls in love with real. And Victoria Beckham gave them a story that felt genuine, flawed, and human. You'd think that's where it ends, right? Not even close. Meghan reportedly decided that if she couldn't outshine Victoria, she'd get closer or at least share her spotlight. Picture it: Paris Fashion Week, Balenciaga, cameras flashing, Victoria's show had the entire fashion world buzzing. And then Meghan appeared, dressed in black and white couture, posing like she owned the runway. For a moment, everyone assumed she was an honored guest, until the receipts surfaced, but that frustration didn't stay hidden for long. The Paris appearance became the moment everything spilled into the open. After the buzz settled, online chatter claimed Meghan hadn't been officially invited at all, that she may have arranged her own seat. During a lighthearted interview, Balenciaga's creative director reportedly laughed and said the moment just happened after she reached out herself. Viewers ran with it, joking that the Duchess of Sussex had slid into a designer's DMs to get a Fashion Week spot. When the clip made the rounds, fashion insiders couldn't stop talking. One commentator even quipped that it felt more eager than elegant. Because in that world, when one celebrity is escorted in by the host and another has to organize her own entry, it doesn't look powerful, it looks pressured. Here's the thing: this wasn't the first time people online compared Meghan's style choices to someone else's. Over the years, fans have noticed echoes of other public figures in her looks, touches of Diana's grace, shades of Kate's polished calm, and lately, a vibe straight out of Victoria Beckham's minimalist playbook. The sleek hair, neutral tones, oversized sunglasses. To some, it reads as admiration. To critics, it looks like imitation. Either way, it keeps the conversation alive. Meghan's image feels curated while Victoria's feels lived in. And just when the chatter was fading, another moment reignited it. A harmless photo from Meghan's lifestyle brand that went viral for the wrong reasons. In it, she appeared to be canning fruit, but sharp-eyed viewers noticed the kitchen tool she used seemed upside down. Within hours, memes flooded social media, joking that it was Pinterest perfection meets physics fail. Some experts called it unsafe, others just laughed it off as a clumsy moment. But symbolically, it hit where it hurt. People said it revealed the gap between the image and the reality. Meghan promotes the idea of an effortless, relatable life, but the internet decided it all looked a little too staged. Because when your brand is built on authenticity, nothing breaks the illusion faster than being caught in a perfectly posed mistake. That viral kitchen photo didn't just spark laughs, it lit a fire. What started as a harmless meme turned into a symbol. To many, that upside-down pair of tongs said it all. This wasn't authenticity, it was performance. And while Meghan was busy trying to reclaim her place in the spotlight with front-row appearances and lifestyle launches, Harry was quietly creating a storm of his own back home. Whispers began spreading that he had written yet another letter, this time to the UK's new Home Secretary, asking for the reinstatement of his security privileges. Here's where it got complicated. Inside palace circles, sources say the move reopened old wounds with King Charles, who had been trying to keep a fragile peace. To the royal family, it looked like another unnecessary round of drama. To the public, it felt like déjà vu, the same tension that shadowed the Sussexes since Megxit. And just like that, their image took another hit. Now, no matter how many designer events Meghan attends or lifestyle ventures she promotes, the one thing she can't mask is the chill between her and the royals. The irony? Victoria Beckham, the same woman Meghan once reportedly accused of leaking stories, is now admired by the very establishment that keeps Meghan at a distance. Even King Charles is said to hold the Beckhams in high regard. It's the kind of twist that sounds straight out of a royal drama, except this one's real. And while the palace doors stay cold, Victoria's world keeps heating up. Her Netflix series is thriving, her fashion brand is booming, and her reputation as Britain's modern-style icon is stronger than ever. Meanwhile, Meghan is still chasing that elusive spotlight, one that feels earned instead of orchestrated. Because underneath all the noise, one truth keeps echoing louder than ever. In today's world, people don't want perfection. They want something that feels real. Victoria stayed grounded, Meghan stayed guarded. And that gap between real and rehearsed, it's only getting wider. So while the royal drama brewed quietly back home, another battle was unfolding, this time on the global stage. Meghan's lifestyle empire and Victoria's fashion brand were suddenly being measured side by side by fans, bloggers, and PR insiders everywhere. What started as a rivalry over Netflix had turned into a full-blown image war. Victoria was being praised for her soft power approach, polished, elegant, and effortlessly international. Her campaigns weren't loud, they were timeless. Every photo looked lived in, every video felt unforced. Meanwhile, Meghan's brand, though glossy and beautifully shot, was being critiqued as too controlled, too curated, too corporate. Here's where it gets interesting. PR experts started weighing in, claiming Victoria's strength was her restraint. She didn't need to convince people she was authentic, she just was. Meghan, on the other hand, seemed to be working overtime to remind everyone of her realness. Analysts and media circles began calling it brand fatigue. People can only be told something is genuine so many times before they stop believing it. And that's when Victoria's quiet charm began to win hearts worldwide. Now, as Victoria expanded her reach, new collaborations, glowing magazine spreads, international runways, Meghan's team reportedly scrambled to rebrand her image once again. Sources whispered about new strategies, a more human direction, fewer PR filters, but fans weren't sure if it would work. The internet doesn't easily forget when something feels overproduced. Victoria kept evolving naturally, while Meghan looked like she was chasing trends that used to define her, and that's what made the difference. Victoria didn't just rebuild her reputation, she redefined British influence abroad. Meghan, once seen as the face of modern royalty, was now fighting for relevance in the very world she'd tried to master. The spotlight wasn't gone, it had just moved, and for the first time it wasn't following her. Now, while London crowned its quiet fashion queen, Hollywood started humming a different tune. Industry insiders began whispering that Meghan was eyeing another comeback, this time through scripted entertainment. Rumor had it that her team was shopping around a new project about female empowerment, hoping to remind audiences of her creative roots. But there was one problem: the same studios that once rushed to meet her were now captivated by Victoria Beckham's resurgence. The Beckham docu-series had reshaped the entertainment narrative, from scandal to success story, and Hollywood loves a redemption arc. Producers reportedly started steering budgets toward reality meets documentary formats, the kind Victoria had mastered. Even streaming executives were quoted saying audiences crave grounded storytelling. For Meghan, that shift was a nightmare. Her brand was built on control and polish, not the kind of raw vulnerability the market now rewarded. While Victoria landed fresh collaborations and red carpet invites, Meghan's pitches were said to stall in negotiation rooms. Sources described it as Hollywood hesitating. Here's the twist: the more Victoria thrived, the more the press turned her into a symbol of authenticity done right. Meanwhile, Meghan became the cautionary tale of overproduction. Online commentators joked that Victoria found her balance by letting go, while Meghan lost hers by holding on too tight. Still, people close to Meghan insist she's far from finished. Behind the scenes, her circle is reportedly exploring new directions: podcasts, documentaries, maybe even fashion investments of her own. And that's where things get interesting. Both women, in completely different ways, are rewriting what fame looks like after the spotlight fades. Victoria's found a rhythm that feels sustainable, Meghan's still trying to find one that feels real. But in an industry built on reinvention, it only takes one bold move to flip the narrative, and Meghan might already be planning hers. So while both women continued their quiet tug-of-war for relevance, something unexpected began to happen. The audience started talking back. Viewers, bloggers, and social media commentators began asking if the media itself was fueling the tension between Meghan and Victoria. Why were two powerful women constantly pitted against each other as if the world could only handle one at a time? Suddenly, the narrative shifted from rivalry to reflection. It wasn't just about who was more authentic, it became a conversation about how public opinion shapes fame itself. Online forums flooded with debates. Some fans defended Meghan, saying the press had turned her into a caricature of perfection she never asked to be. Others praised Victoria for mastering the art of silence, calling her proof that patience wins. And somewhere in the middle, people began realizing both women were simply playing the roles the public had written for them. It was a feedback loop. Meghan's image fed the criticism fed her brand, and Victoria's calm fed the comparison. Everyone was watching, commenting, dissecting, and both women kept trending. Here's where it got ironic. The same viewers who mocked Meghan for chasing the spotlight were the ones keeping her in it. Every meme, every think piece, every side-by-side photo only tightened the cycle. In trying to crown one queen of authenticity, the internet accidentally made both of them icons, one of control, one of composure. And that realization hit harder than any viral headline, because at the end of the day, neither Meghan nor Victoria really controls the story anymore, the audience does. Fame, once dictated by networks and magazines, now lives and dies by clicks. And when the crowd turns the mirror, no one gets to look away. After all the headlines, whispers, and viral moments, one question still hangs in the air: what does authenticity even mean anymore? Somewhere between red carpets, brand deals, and royal fallout, both Meghan and Victoria became reflections of the world watching them. One chased perfection, the other embraced imperfection, and both proved that in modern fame, the real challenge isn't shining the brightest, but feeling the most real while doing it. Here's why this story struck a nerve. People saw themselves in it. The pressure to appear flawless, the fear of being judged, the endless chase to seem enough. Meghan's journey showed just how heavy that pursuit can become. Every smile, every headline, every curated moment turned into a mirror she couldn't escape. Victoria's story, in contrast, offered relief, proof that confidence doesn't come from control but from letting go. That's what connected with people. As both women continue building their empires, the difference between them says more about us than about them. The internet rewards chaos one day and calm the next. It builds you up, tears you down, then scrolls past like it never happened. Authenticity isn't a marketing strategy, it's survival. It's the courage to laugh at your own missteps, to show your flaws, and to keep showing up anyway. And maybe that's why this rivalry never really fades. It's not about crowns, Netflix deals, or front row seats. It's about our obsession with watching perfection crack and realizing that what's left underneath is finally human. This story isn't ending, it's just pausing before the next headline hits.